Hello, class. I'm Rose, and I would like to introduce my fellow group mates, Shuyu, Sarah, and Bianca. We will be presenting our community assessment on the city of Fullerton. The city of Fullerton was founded in the year 1887. It is located in North Orange County and is bordered by neighboring cities of Brea, La Habra, Placentia, and Anaheim. For our community assessment, we mostly focused on the zip code of 92832, which is located in the southern part of Fullerton, as pictured in this image, and is bordered on the south side by the 91 freeway and the city of Anaheim. The population of the zip code is 26,118 as of the year 2019. The languages spoken predominantly at home are English, which was at 53.7%, and Spanish at 38.3%.
This slide is the windshield survey assessment or the subjective data. During our windshield survey assessment in Fullerton, we went to several areas and interviewed a few people in the community, and we have observed the following. We saw several individuals who are overweight and obese. We also observed that the area has a high number of fast food restaurants where people are waiting in the queue. We also saw homeless individuals where some of them are congregating in the parks and in close proximities. In those areas where the homeless are staying, there were trash and garbage scattered in the area. Graffitis are also seen on public places. And lastly, we saw low-income housings available around the area.
Hi class, this is Bianca. I'm going to be presenting what we saw during our windshield assessment survey. So over here on the left, I have a map of Fullerton. On the right, I have the pictures. So during our windshield assessment survey, we really focused on this bottom portion of Fullerton. I really liked this map because it showed the affordable housing projects that Fullerton offered. So as you can see, the top portion barely has any, but in the bottom portion, there's a lot. So that was an interesting observation. Over here, we'll start on the right side of Fullerton. We can imagine a freeway running vertically. That's the 57 Orange Freeway, and then horizontally at the bottom is the 91 freeway. On the right is Placentia, and at the bottom of Fullerton is Anaheim. There's no Wix located in the Fullerton, interestingly, but there's one. There's one in Placentia right here, signified by this purple dot, and then over here at the bottom two in Anaheim. This orange dot is Cal State Fullerton. These blue dots represent either elementary schools, high schools, or middle schools, so they mostly run along this median. Right here, this green dot is a dispensary. It's a vape shop right across from an elementary school, Raymond Elementary, and then over here too as well. So that was an interesting observation that we saw. Right here, that's Fullerton Junior College. This dark green dot is the train station. That can be seen right here in this picture. The Fullerton Police Department is right down the street from it too. This is a picture of it, and that's signified by this red dot. The SoCo district, that's like downtown Fullerton. That's located on Harbor, over here at this bottom portion too. That's like where all the bars are, boutiques, and night scene. So in this slide, we have like the housing and zoning and open areas. So this picture is the Fullerton Community Center, and that's located behind the Boys and Girls Club. That's this like very light orange dot behind the yellow dot. This yellow dot is actually Boys and Girls Club. This mural is actually located on Lemon Street over here, and then this park is also on Lemon Street as well. This is just a general photo that I found on the internet of Fullerton graffiti. We saw graffiti as well, probably going along Valencia, I think it was. Over here, this slide just shows the business and economy. We have this insurance, car insurance business that was located along Orange Thorpe down here. We saw Rivera's Fresh Tacos, which was on our bingo card. It was the first place that we met up at. It's this turquoise dot right in the middle of everything. And this is just the vape shop that's located across the elementary school right here. Okay, so the next slide of spiritual services and health. So this is another picture of the Fullerton Community Center. This is the YMCA, which is located all the way over here at the top. And then right above the YMCA is the St. Jude Medical Center. It's the cross streets are Baston Cherry and Harbor. So it's kind of far away from everything that we've seen. The churches, they kind of run along the median right here. There's a lot of churches in Fullerton. Food access and resources. So this is what we saw just in our cars, just driving by. So as you can see, it's like very influenced by Mexican, Hispanic culture. And yeah, so that was all the places that we got to see. Another resource that I found really, really interesting would be these maps, because these maps kind of show you the gist of the population, the income, etc. So we can play around, and this is the map race and ethnicity by block group in Fullerton. So for white, you can see everywhere. For Hispanic, though, they're mostly sequestered, like right here at the bottom. Black, kind of like borders. Asian, top left over here. Mixed. This other map shows household income, so you can see the median income of that area. So that was really interesting too. So 50, 37, 42 at the bottom over here, and then at the top 90, 100, 20th percentile, 13, 20, 19. So lower income over here, 50, 38. So that was interesting. Food stamps in Fullerton, map of food stamps in Fullerton. So they're, also sequestered down here at the bottom. And then we have this one that shows education level. So this one shows some high school. So right here at the bottom. High school diploma or equivalent. So again, over here at the bottom. And then as opposed to a master's degree. So as you can see at the top, bachelor's, associates. So yeah, it was really interesting seeing these maps, and it really does portray what we saw, that this bottom half is like the roads would be not as taken care of, and buildings might have some graffiti on it. But yeah, this is definitely a population in which needs assistance, and it can be shown through the amenities that it requires: shelters, WIC, the health clinic as well. So I thought that was very interesting, and seeing that during our survey as well. So that's why it was focused heavily on this bottom portion of Fullerton.
Now we will discuss some of the objective data for the zip code of 92832. The median household income for this zip code is $68,443. But there are areas within this zip code, specifically in the area south of downtown and also west of downtown Fullerton, where the median income is anywhere from $25,000 to $48,000. Within this zip code, 80.7% of adults have a high school diploma, 32.1% have a bachelor's degree, and 10.4% have a graduate or professional degree. In this zip code, the unemployment rate is 6.4%.
Hi, my name is Shuyu, and I will talk about the health statistic of the resident in Fullerton. According to city data, hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, and mental illness affects many residents in Fullerton. 17% of people living in Fullerton had been ever told by a doctor or other healthcare professional that they had hypertension, also called high blood pressure. Only 21% of people check their blood pressure at home. 16% of people were told that their blood cholesterol level was high, and 39% of people report checking the cholesterol level frequently. 8% of people were diagnosed with diabetes, and 45% of people had a blood test for high sugar or diabetes within the past 3 years. And 25% of Fullerton residents that are 18 years older have usually little interest or pressure in doing things. 26% of them feel down, depressed, or hopeless. Also, 26% of them had trouble sleeping. They report they usually get 7 hours of sleep at night on weekdays or workdays.
This eco-map shows the community in Fullerton around the area code of 92832. The red lines are showing a strong connection to the community's potential policy health issue of obesity, while the black lines show moderate connection and the yellow lines show weak or no connection. The items connected by red lines are fast food restaurants. We have observed a high number of them in the area. Next are the gyms and fitness centers. Although there are several gyms and fitness centers, most of them are closed because of the pandemic. Next is the Center for Healthy Neighborhoods, which is a government resource who offers education, health services, fitness centers, and health promotion programs. Next are the food banks and pantries, where they offer food for free to the residents. Mostly are from the churches, and one of them even offer delivery. Lastly is healthy food markets. We observe a couple Northgate Gonzalez Market that offers healthy food choices, and we also saw some farmers markets. The items connected to black lines with moderate connection are churches, since some of them offer food pantries, and then community centers because some of them have gyms or swimming pools. Another one are the parks where people can walk or work out outdoor while observing proper distancing. And lastly, low-cost housings, because if people can avail of the low-cost housing, they would have more budget with healthy food options. The items connected to yellow lines with weak or no connections are the police department, YMCA, vape stores, marijuana dispensaries, and school districts.
As we surveyed our community and gathered research, there were a few potential public health problems we noticed. Within our community, there's a high amount of poverty, with 17.5% of households living below the poverty line. When we spoke to community members waiting outside the federally funded low-cost clinic, we heard them recount how the wait time was long to receive care and difficulty with being able to make appointments. According to the Fullerton Observer, there are approximately 352 people without housing in the community as of the year 2019. And we also saw groups of homeless congregated in local parks and near areas with food distribution. There is also a high obesity rate of 32.4% of adults being obese. And lastly, due to proximity of many local freeways, there is also an air quality issue.
One of the potential health problems that we identified within the community is homelessness. These homeless individuals are seen congregating in tents in some areas who are in close proximities. The nursing diagnosis that we came up for this policy issue is ineffective health maintenance related to insufficient social support and resources, as evidenced by COVID-19 outbreak in homeless shelter. The high-risk group in the community are the homeless individuals. The public health policy issue is inadequacy in healthcare resources, management of chronic stress, and infection. A possible intervention to this policy issue is education, where we can use pamphlets as visuals to show proper hygiene and social distancing. The proposed objectives for Healthy People 2030 is to increase the number of community organizations that provide prevention services.
The next public health problem that we will address is obesity. When addressing the public health issue of obesity among overweight Hispanic adults, we chose the NANDA of imbalanced nutrition, more than body requirements, related to poor nutritional choices and decreased physical activity, as evidenced by the obesity rate of 32.4%, average BMI of 27.1, only 35.4% of adults who report walking regularly, and popularity of fast food restaurants. To help address the issue, we proposed an intervention of nutrition education, which is supported by research evidenced by Halpern et al. 2017. Halpern et al. Also state that in order for education on nutrition to be successful, healthy food options need to be available. On our survey of the community, we looked at local markets and saw lots of fresh produce and healthy options, but also many unhealthy options. The proposed objective from Healthy People 2030 that correlates with our project is the goal to reduce the proportion of adults with obesity.
According to city data, people living in Fullerton eat an average of 4 meals per week that were prepared away from home in places such as restaurants, fast food places, food stands, grocery stores, or from vending machines. They get 2 of these meals from a fast food or pizza place. People here eat 2 ready-to-eat foods such as salads, soups, chicken, sandwiches, and cooked vegetables per month. They also eat 3 frozen meals or frozen pizzas on average monthly. Our group believes that education on healthy diet is very important for the resident in Fullerton. We want to host a video chat with the resident to teach them how to read nutrition food labels and consume adequate amount of food for each meal. Teaching people to make healthy food at home can also help people to stay healthy and save money from eating out. We believe increasing activity level to 2 to 3 times a week for 30 to 60 minutes can help to reduce obesity in Fullerton. We suggest the city of Fullerton can increase sales tax on unhealthy foods and soda to discourage people buying them. According to Cisnowski et al. 2017, in Hungary, a broad-based junk food tax was estimated to have reduced purchase of processed food, which were mostly taxes, by 3.4%, while purchase quantity of unprocessed foods increased by 1.1% at 60 months of post-implementation. We also believe that calorie labeling on menus can help people make informed and healthy decisions about meals and snacks. This will help people to know their options and make it easier to eat healthy when eating out. On a health lesson, the resident will learn how to read nutrition labels. They will understand recommended dietary allowance, serving size, and compare portion size and how many calories in single serving. We will also teach them how to use myplate.gov as a tool to follow a healthy diet. The resident can put their personal diet habit and personal information like age and gender and the website will generate a personalized diet plan to fulfill their personal nutrition needs. According to Snowski et al. 2017, many consumers report that knowing how to read the nutrition labels and calorie information affect the food they purchase. Knowing how to calculate calories and how many calories they need help them to make health-conscious decisions. People can join the chat on their phone or watch the recorded meeting later on YouTube at their convenience. For people who do not have cell phones and internet services, we'll print some bilingual flyers in English and Spanish and place them in the public, such as community center, low-cost clinic, bus stops, and homeless shelters. For evaluation, we will have our participant answer a pre-survey to assess how much they know about healthy diet. After a health lesson, we will have our participant answer another survey so we can have a better understanding of how much information they obtain and how we can improve our lesson plan in the future. We will compare the result on the measure nutrition knowledge after intervention. We will also utilize teach-back method to allow us to assess people's health literacy and validate their understanding of the information that's delivered. In other words, we can adjust the way we deliver the material in order to help them to have a better understanding throughout the lesson. We believe that our intervention is realistic within the parameter of students' life and the time allowed during the course. Because our health lesson is about an hour, and we also have access to printers for the flyers. An alternative method is hosting in-person workshop at a community center, but we need to limit the participant. We have mentioned multiple issues in our presentation, such as homelessness, poverty, low air quality, and the lack of resources at the low-cost clinic. But obesity is our main concern for the resident in Fullerton. Prevention is the key to promote health and well-being of our community. We hope the residents can make informed decisions when they are doing grocery shopping and when they are dining out, because they have learned how to read the nutrition labels and calculate calories. We want to continue to provide more workshops on healthy diet for the resident in the future. Ideally, when COVID is gone, we want to have in-person workshop with the resident and teach them how to make healthy meals and how to shop for healthy grocery in local markets. We believe enhancing people's knowledge on healthy diet can decrease obesity rate and lower average BMI in Fullerton. Again, our goal is to educate more residents regarding healthy foods and healthy diet habit by May 7, 2021.